Hey, Restorers, welcome to a fresh episode of the Restoration Today podcast. I have some lovely ladies joining me today to answer some questions that a lot of you have been asking me about Trusted Restorer and their events coming up in October in Kansas City. But I've had questions on both sides. What is Trusted Restorer and what is this conference that's happening? And tell us more because it's new and exciting and all of that. So I'm excited to have Darcy Koan and Sarah Hadley from Trusted Restore Buy More Floods with me today so they can answer the questions because it's way better having them answer them than me. So ladies, I'm going to kick it over to both of you to first introduce yourselves and share a little bit about your background. So Sarah, I'll toss it over to you first, and then we can kind of go through the rest of the conversation pieces.
Sure, absolutely. So I actually come from a very different world. I came up in the world of local TV. I was a producer, so all things behind the scenes. You work every shift, you work with all different types of people. Worked my way up into management there and learned a ton. Then I transitioned to the sales and marketing side of the TV world, working with our commercial clients on Super Bowl ads and all kinds of fun stuff. And I was ready for a change. So it may sound like a curveball, but I came over to Trust to Restore, then More Floods at that point, and I've just really enjoyed it ever since. You know, the common thread is helping companies grow. That really fills me. And so I've really enjoyed my time.
I love it. As a former TV person as well, and welcome to recovery. I guess
Yes.
like a lot of people get out of TV after a while. It's a lot. Good place to be, but a
Yes.
good
We
place
live
to.
in the daylight now.
Yes, that's right. So perfect. All right, Darcy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. Thank you. I am the Vice President and General Manager of Trusted Restore and have been in this role now since just a few months, just in February. But prior to that, I did work at our parent company, High Ground, for a few years, helping all of the brands there with growth, sharing best practices. And then prior to that, I worked at Power Dry, which is our sister company. And I started there, was there for about 5 years, working directly with the founder on all growth initiatives. So really had my hand in all aspects of, production, sales, marketing, administration. So I was able to help over there and grow and implement projects, and really makes this transition into More Flood Trust to Restore a perfect fit. So.
Talk about the reason behind the rebrand. Darcy, I'm going to kick this to you. And are you going to keep the buy more floods? Is that going to go away? Why did you guys go this route?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a strong name, and we are just keeping the Trusted Reef store by More Floods, probably throughout the end of the year, just because More Floods was well known in the industry. We've been around for 20 years, and so we didn't want that to be lost. It is the same company ultimately. So, and the really reason why we chose Trusted Restore was because we spent 2 decades helping specifically water damage restoration companies. But in reality, most of our members now offer multiple service lines. And mold, fire, contents, asbestos, repairs. So the change really wanted was to help us better reflect our commitment to our members, companies of all types. So it's kind of our plan going forward will be to help grow those other service lines as well as water mitigation.
Perfect. I love it. All right. So Sarah, talk about what Trusted Restore is. Darcy mentioned members. So who are your members? What is the value of being part of it?
Yeah, so Trusted Restorers membership base is made up of independent restoration contractors from all across the US. These are just outstanding people. I've so enjoyed getting to know them. They're very inspiring. As far as what we offer them, honestly, I'd like to speak first. There's a bit of a misconception about what we offer to those restoration companies. I think over those 2 decades, the name More Floods really got to be associated with, oh, that's just plumber marketing. That's what they do. They just give you plumber marketing. And in reality, we offer so much more. So stepping forward as Trusted Restore, we're offering these members personalized coaching. We have proven systems for marketing, sales, operations. There's specialized training. So ultimately, we're here to help you grow and scale your business. And that means so much more than just bringing you more leads.
Yes.
That's increasing your closing percentage and helping you with leadership, profitability, hiring, culture. It's everything. It takes everything. So that's really what we offer to our members.
Love it. Okay. So Darcy, lean into that a little bit, because I love that Trusted Restorer is for independent restorers and
Mhm.
growing restorers. So how do you help them compete in a world that's consolidating, in a world where there are large franchises, large national players? Now the industry's changed so much, even just in the last 5 years. So
Mhm.
how can being some part of something like Trusted Restorer help independents move forward?
Yeah. So all of our members get exclusive rights to use our materials in their markets. So each of our members get a designated territory. And then because of that, the way that's set up, our members are really more of a network. It's a community. So our members can lean on each other and get support. And, if if they need help with a business challenge, they can reach out to the other members because they're not competitors. None of them are direct competitors. So the power of the network is incredible. And then, you know, because of our systems and strategies and process that we offer and we coach on, a lot of our members are dominating their markets and they are already the large players. So, some of our members are smaller and that's where they want to strive to be, but they're able to reach out to those who have already grown and scaled and reached their goals. And, several of our members have grown and scaled and sold and, are moving on to other projects now. So, you know, we are competing. Our systems keep our members competitive against the franchises and the larger companies in the country. So
Okay. So go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, I would add to that one of our events that speaks to that most is something that we do twice a year. We call it the Owners Roundtable. So we pick one of our members and we all go to their location. I shouldn't say all of us. There's only room for about 30 people typically, and it sells out. So we make a round table and everyone sits around, and it's this incredible rare opportunity to really go inside someone else's restoration facility, see the bones of it, have their leadership team sit up and answer questions on everything. They open their books. And that transparency that Darcy's talking about is really a testament to our organization. These folks aren't competitors, so they can be transparent. They can open their books. They can answer the tough questions. They can speak to what it was like. Well, we were in your shoes at one point. We were trying to get over that hump, and we did. And here's what we did to get over that hump. So really, just that's one of the ones that really speaks to that power.
Okay. I want to talk more about the contractors and industry pain points you're seeing and how this helps overcome them. But I'm going to pivot for a second
Yeah.
because I want to talk about your event because that is what I'm getting asked a lot about. And I'm excited to talk about it. You guys have typically, I think, had this as a members only event, and now you're opening Trusted Restorer Conference to everybody. It is the right after the Lions play Kansas City in Kansas City. So I looked at tickets and was like, okay. Um, that feels right. But Darcy, I'm going to
Yep.
kick it to you. Talk a little bit about the event. Who is it for? Who do you expect to attend? Those
yeah.
kind of things.
Yeah, we're so excited. And you're right, it is the first time it's ever been open to the industry. And the reason behind that was so that we could get, more networking. There's a lot of great other companies and people that want to participate that historically haven't been able to. And so that's really the why, is just to help broader commitment and more networking for our members. But really, we have something for everybody. We have, it's in the past has really been geared towards owners and GMs, but really this year we have sessions for mitigation managers or production managers, marketing reps, department managers, as well as owners and GMs. So yeah, this year it is, October 12th through the 14th in downtown Kansas City. And it's also the first time it's been in downtown Kansas City. So, we've got the vibrant nightlife going on, the Chiefs and the Lions games happening. So we have a lot of great sessions as well. So we have a live recording of Restoration Today will be on our main stage, which we're super excited about. So we have it's going to be kind of a panel layout with some of our successful members talking about industry challenges and industry trends, culture, and leadership, and kind of just across the board some of the stuff that they're seeing and experiencing straight from the owners of our member companies. We also have a keynote session with Dave Crenshaw, who wrote The Myth of Multitasking. He's also, he talks about the dangers of switch tasking, and it's kind of got a proven problem-solving strategy that he's going to go over. So super excited about that. If you guys haven't read that book, highly suggest it. And then we're doing some technical sessions on like specialty drying. We have marketing sessions, digital marketing. Profitability's kind of been a big need from our members that they've been asking for would be, financials, basically. What should it look like? What's gold standard? And that's kind of what we're going to hit on there. And of course, we do have some sessions which will be geared specifically closed doors to our members, but the bulk of the conference will be open to everybody. So Sarah's really been taking hold of the social events happening. So do you want to talk about that, Sarah?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, you really cannot beat Kansas City in the fall if you haven't been. It's just perfect here. The Chiefs are at home. Maybe you'll run into Taylor Swift's motorcade. Like, it's just so much fun. So much fun. We're really excited to bring it downtown Kansas City. We've never done that before. We've mainly had it kind of out in suburbia. So even our members, we're excited for them to experience downtown Kansas City, and it is just so alive during Chiefs season. So one of the big things we have planned is our big kickoff as everyone's getting registered. We're going to have a tailgate leading up to kickoff, so you can come and have a cold beverage with us and tailgate snacks and all that kind of stuff. And then perfect timing, just in time for kickoff, you can go find an awesome spot to watch it downtown. That the lobby of the hotel that we're having it at has actually this like huge mega screen, so you can park it there, or we'll give you some other recommendations if you want to watch it with Chiefs Kingdom. So we're really excited about that. And then the biggest party is the next night, Monday night, we're doing our industry party, and a portion of this hotel that we're hosting it at goes back to like the 20s and 40s, ton of history, amazing. So we're actually throwing our industry party in the original hotel lobby, and we're going Gatsby theme. So dress up, yep. We're gonna have, signature cocktails and live cigar rolling and live jazz, and just a really, really great time to mingle with our members. That's something that this has been a closed door event for decades. So this is the first time ever that we're opening the doors to it, and a great opportunity to come meet our members, come hang out with us, have a good time, raise a toast to the industry. Everyone's working really hard this year, so it should be a really good time. We're super excited.
I don't normally love themes, but Gatsby, I can totally get into. That is super fun. That makes me excited.
We're so excited.
And go Lions, sorry, but I've got to get my Lions here in check before I show up in Kansas City.
Serious competition here already.
Yes, that's right. The Lions always know how to mess it up at the end, so we're not really a real threat in life, but a whole different podcast. Okay. Anything else that either of you want to talk about with the event? People can go to trustedrestorer.com and find information there and register. You can find it on the CNR events calendar. If you don't remember the URL, you can find it there and easily click over. Anything else about the event though that you want to share?
Yeah, no, get registered, get your hotel booked. Like we said, with the Chiefs in town, downtown's just going to be, super busy. So register now before all those hotels fill up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and one more thing was the theme. So this year's theme of the event was Trusted Pathways, New Heights, which really kind of ties back into our rebrand. More Floods was always a trusted resource and, trusted resource in the community and the industry. And so, now that we're Trusted Restore, we're ready to take on new heights. So it kind of ties back into what we're dealing with, and also speaks to what we're going to be working with in the future, which is releasing new service offerings and process for the other divisions in the industry to help our members continue to grow and scale. And hopefully we'll just all do it together.
all do it together. New heights. It's an
Yeah.
interesting time in the industry. And so I think
Mhm.
you're hitting it on the head with the profitability, and people are looking for, maybe, is this the new normal as claims volume has kind of shifted? And so it's a perfect time to get together and figure out, hey, what are other people doing? How are you building your business when maybe behavior has changed in the claims world? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
perfect timing. Okay, so on that note, Darcy, I'm going to kick this to you. What are you hearing most from restorers right now? What is keeping them up at night? Which I think you kind of just alluded to a little bit, but what's keeping restorers up at night?
Yeah. That's a good question. I mean, I think the main things that I'm hearing are, troubles with insurance carriers and collections. So, there's rising deductibles, claims are being denied, adjusters aren't communicating. They'll just, pay out and close it out and not open to any discussions. And so, all of those things, and then being able to get that cash flow and collections in a timely manner are all things that, we're hearing on a daily basis, and trying to get best practices pushed out to our members. So that is one of the things that we've talked about doing here internally, is a collections forum, that we can get together a small group of our members and discuss what's working and what's not working, and how can we do better, and how can we overcome this. So we're also keeping a close eye on that subcommittee in Washington about the mishandling of claims. So, we're very interested in that and involved in that, and anything we can do to help push that in the right direction and help our members get paid for the hard work they're doing. That's really what we want to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was a good hearing. So hopefully the conversations continue and it doesn't stop
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my favorite questions to ask almost everybody on a podcast are about success stories. So any like tidbits from your network or members of, here is a member where being part of the network helped them do XYZ. Any great stories? Either of you can answer that one.
Yeah. We have a lot of those. We have a lot of success stories. The people that really kind of jump in with both feet, they just have wild success. They just start growing and they start scaling more than they can imagine. And so we have a lot of those. And one that sticks out in my mind is a member that started about 5 years ago, and they weren't doing very much water at all. It was a lot of firework and repair work, and so they kind of jumped into water. And in the last 5 years, they've gone from virtually 0 to 7 million annual water mitigation exclusively. So, and then actually just recently we were talking to them about their job average, and their job average has gone up 39%. And yeah, just the last few years. So Trusted Restore just started a new series, social media series. It's called Trusted and True, where we'll be highlighting member success stories. So we'll get to dig in on some of those, big wins that our members have had, kind of hear it from the source, and share it out with our members just so we can all celebrate together. And then we also released the video just recently on our Facebook page. You can go and see it now. One of our members, Dryers, DKI, the founder, Jonathan Dryer, is speaking. He really speaks to the freedom he got from TPAs, and kind of the control he got back of his company after joining. When he joined, it was More Floods. So when he had joined More Floods, now Trusted Restore, he speaks to, really working for the TPAs. They just kind of own you, and they own you have to follow their rules. And if you don't play ball, you don't get any work. And it was exhausting for him. He felt like he was working in the company, not on the company. And it just took a few years, and now he's completely away from TPAs, and he's getting all of his, diversified his leads throughout, different channels, thanks to our systems. And so that was a good one. Really kind of just reminds us why we're here and what we're doing, that he was able to, achieve his goals. And then, now we're all celebrating that together. So, we also have members that have even in the last year, grown and scaled to the point where they have, wanted to sell to private equity, and they did that and are now on to other projects. And so we have several members that has happened to as well. So it's awesome to hear those stories and to be a part of that. And then, also speaks to the power of the network, because, they're such true believers that now they're helping other members, and, they're sharing best practices and networking and building long lasting relationships with other restorers across the country, and then helping them grow and scale also. So it's really something special to be a part of.
Sounds like it. I love it. Okay, anything else that either of you want to add before we wrap it up? I realize that my last question kind of overlapped some of the past answers, so ending on stories is great, but anything else that either of you want to add about Trusted Restorer or the conference or anything?
I don't think so. Maybe, just this national conference coming up is just a really great opportunity. If you haven't met Trusted Restorer before or know much about us, it's a great opportunity to, come meet us, come meet our members, and get an idea of what it's all about. So we'd really encourage folks to come join us in Kansas City. Yeah, great way to get an idea of what we're doing, how we're helping restoration companies grow, and really championing the independent restorer first and foremost in our membership, but also just, being a voice in the industry. So come meet us. Yeah.
Perfect.
I
Darcy,
think that I think
Go
that the conference is a great way. So we have a long list of people that have reached out to get memberships and weren't able to because their territory was, currently not available. And so, all of those people and, anybody in the industry is welcome to come. And, there's something to learn for everyone. So, and also there are territories available. So if you are interested in joining the community and the Trusted Restorer Network, reach out, and we would love to talk through it and see if we're a fit and see if we can help.
Perfect. All right. I am looking forward to being there and championing the restorers from on the stage and doing the live podcast. I think that's going to be really fun. I love talking to restorers and helping them tell their stories and share their successes. That is like my favorite part of my everyday job. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for the invite and letting CNR be part of it. And congrats on the rebrand. It really is impressive. And I know a lot goes into that. So congrats to you guys and your teams for all of the work that I know has gone into that. And I look forward to seeing you in Kansas City. Go Lions.
Yeah. Thank you. Chiefs.
Thank
I'm so
you.
excited.
Go Chiefs.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Ladies.
For more Restoration Today and the latest news, visit our website, cnrmagazine.com, and find the latest episodes of the Restoration Today podcast on your favorite podcasting platform.